Welcome to our Thursday evening restorative practice for fascia release. So for tonight, I've created a playlist. If you have access to the chat, you can see those options there. I have a Spotify option and an Apple Music option. So go ahead and start playing that. And get yourself on your mat. I have all of the things, but more than likely we'll just be using blankets and pillows. If there's anything else that you have that you want to support yourself tonight, feel free to use that. Make sure all your props are close so that they're within reach and you don't have to strain yourself to go and reach for them. And be seated on a blanket. That helps you to make yourself sit nice and tall, make your spine nice and long. When you sit down, imagine you have a string at the top of your head, like it's pulling it up towards the ceiling, making yourself tall in your seat. Your legs can be out long, they can be crossed in front of you, however feels best. And then once you're in your seat, start to lower the shoulders away from the ears. You can just, if you want to take a few shoulder circles, feel free to do that. And if you want to close the eyes, or find a softened gaze by staring at a place on the floor in front of you. And just start to settle in, noticing your breath, noticing your space, and noticing how you're held. A lot of times we hold tension in places we don't even realize. So let's take a quick body scan, starting with your face. Notice if you're holding any tension in your brow or in your jaw. And imagine that you're breathing into those spaces in your face. And the exhale allows those spaces to soften and relax. Going down to the neck and shoulders, imagining the same thing, noticing any points of tension and sending the breath to those spaces, imagining the out breath, relaxing and letting go. Moving down the torso to the chest and back, just noticing again where you might feel tightness or tension. Breathe and release. And do think about sending that breath all the way to the belly, taking deep belly breaths to signal to the body to relax and release. And then going down to the hips and the thighs and the glutes, just noticing again any points of tension here and sending your breath, imagining it going to those spaces. And releasing. Moving down the legs to the calves, the shins, the ankles, the feet. And letting the breath travel there to let go. Now imagine your whole body, just one big unit, and if you notice any other points of tension in your arms, in your fingers, in your palms, in your toes, whatever it might be, allow yourself to take a deep inhale and exhale fully with a sigh. One more time. Set an intention for your practice. Maybe it's just you want to release, you want to let go, you want to feel relaxed before bed. Allow that to come to mind. Take another deep breath in and out. And that's the intention we're going to come back to during tonight's practice. When you're ready, grab a pillow or two, or stack blankets or anything that can give you additional support. What we're going to do with this pillow that you have, or blankets or whatever you have, you're going to set, if there's a short side to it, set that short side next to your hip. Once it's settled on the side of your hip, allow your legs to go out in front of you, plant your feet in front of you, and just lean back and windshield wipe your legs a couple of times. We're going to just transition into this. And then when your knees fall over to the side, which you have your pillow or blanket, then leave them in that position and then start to guide the outer leg, the one that's on away from the pillow, a little bit off to the side if you can, only as far as it allows you to go. You don't want any sort of tension. You don't want any sort of pinching, no tingling either. And then the other leg just in front of you, again, to the point that feels comfortable in your body. If you can get 90-90, great. If you can't get to 90 degrees, that's okay too. And then once you have that position, inhale, make yourself tall in your seat. Maybe if you want, you can reach the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, turn your torso towards that pillow or blanket, whatever you have here. And then start to walk your hands next to it as you melt yourself on top of this stack of blankets or pillow or whatever. And once you get there, maybe your forearms come to the ground. Maybe you can't get that far. If you need additional support, you can put another pillow on top. You could put another blanket. You can use yoga blocks to give you additional support. And then once you're there, your chin can either come to the blanket, and you can either bring one cheek to the blanket, or if you want to turn your head all the way around, you can actually face the complete opposite direction, so you're coming into a full spinal twist. So find the variation that works best for you, and once you're there, allow yourself to settle in. If you want to move that far leg away from you a little bit more to find a little bit more in that hip flexor and more in that side body, that's okay too. Just start to find yourself settling into it. And then I invite you to bring stillness to your body. Relax through the face. Relax through the shoulders. Relax through your hands and feet. Come back to your breath and think to yourself, I'm relaxing. I am letting go. Notice how your body melts a little more into your pillow and into the ground beneath you as you breathe, as you let go. Let's take 2 more breaths on this side. And then gently start to guide yourself back up, pressing into the floor beneath you with your hands. Walking those hands in towards your body, taking your time. Things might feel a little stuck, a little sticky as you come back out of it. And then guide your legs back in front of you. Maybe use your hands to guide them there. And you can windshield wipe them again, bounce them out, give yourself some taps. And then your pillow is going to stay exactly where it is. If you have that blanket still underneath you, go ahead and set it off to the side. And you're going to turn yourself now so that that short end of the blanket or pillow or whatever you have is right behind you. And then once you're here, we're going to bring our feet into this diamond shape. They don't have to come in super far. You can just create a diamond shape with however it feels best for you. If you want to bring them in closer, great. If you want to leave them out a little further from your body, that's fine too. And then once you're here, you're going to start leaning yourself back. So I'm going to put additional support for myself before I lean back because I know I'm not going to, my low back needs additional support for this. I don't want to lean back too far. So I'm going to stack a blanket on top and I'm going to guide myself onto that pillow. And then once you have the height and the positioning that you want, that feels good for you, that you don't have any pain and no tingling, allow the arms just drape by the sides, palms up towards the ceiling. Keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. Try to roll those shoulders away from the ears. Let the shoulders roll open. And close the eyes if that feels good, or just find a softened gaze once more. And breathe. We hold a lot of tension in our hips, in our shoulders, in our neck. And so taking the time to breathe and let ourselves be in these poses allows the connective tissue, the fascia, to begin to let go. And you may notice that, and I invite you to notice when that's happening in your body. You might feel yourself maybe opening up a little bit more or melting a little more into the ground beneath you. And continue to come back to your breath, bringing your thoughts back to that intention and to your breathing. We'll take one more breath. And then start to guide your knees together. You can press the sides of your thighs. And then let the legs fall over to the side as you roll yourself off of your pillow or blanket. And once you roll off, just kind of sit here for a moment. Knees can stay bent. Let your head rest on your arm just for a breath. And start to press into your hands as you guide yourself back to a seat. Now, I'm going to have you guys keep your pillow where it is. You notice how now I'm turned the other way, as you guys should be as well. And so from here, we're going to take that first pose that we did on the other side. Now, I'm going to turn myself so I can face you guys. But before I do, I want you guys to bend your knees, plant your feet, sit yourself back on your palms of your hands as you windshield wipe your legs. And then once your legs fall over towards the side of that pillow that you have next to your hip, guide the outer leg to the outside of your body, again, to that place where it doesn't feel like it's pinching or you have any tingling. We don't want any of that. You can either come to 90-90 or another variation that feels best for you. Once you're there, inhale, make yourself really tall. Exhale, twist over towards that pillow that you have next to your hip and walk your hands alongside as you melt yourself down onto the floor. Now I'm going to turn myself around so I can face the camera. Once you are down on that pillow, once again, a reminder that you can keep your chin on the pillow, you can bring your forehead or either cheek to that pillow. It just depends on your neck and how that feels as to where you want to position your head. Once you're there, breathe in and exhale fully as you soften into that pillow. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, start to press into your hands as you bring them closer towards your body, guiding yourself back to a tall seat. Guide your legs back out in front of you on the side that you're on. Bounce them out. Windshield wipe the legs. And now we're going to, again, turn towards that pillow. You're going to actually set the pillow off to the side. You may use it, you may not. But what we're going into is getting onto our bellies and guiding ourselves into a little restorative back bend. So you're going to have your forearms planted, your elbows right under your shoulders. Hands are down on the floor. You can allow yourself for today, allow yourself to kind of just fall between your arms. So we have the scaps are actually inactive. We're not activating them. We're not pressing ourselves away from the floor. You can allow them to be inactive. If you do want to press away from the floor to get a little bit more through the front body, feel free to do that. If you want more relaxation, just let yourself kind of fall here. Let your head fall towards the floor if you want to, or if you want to keep a gaze forward, that's okay as well. But just try to keep either neutral spine through the neck or let the head fall. You can widen the legs as much as you need to support that low back. And we'll just be here for a few breaths. If at any point you feel any sort of pinching or tingling, you can back out of it. You can activate the shoulders, press yourself away. Maybe you're feeling tingling in that area of your shoulders or your upper spine. Just listen to your body. And then allow those arms to reach out in front of you as your forehead now melts towards the floor. Massage your forehead on the mat as you roll your head from side to side. And then guide yourself to your side once again, and then onto your back. So we're just rolling onto our backs here. Once you're on your back, hug those knees into the chest. Bring your forehead to your knees. Roll from side to side into a little roly-poly. And then plant your feet, keep your knees bent, and now grab that pillow or blanket or block, whatever you've got. We're going to do a supported bridge. So begin by bringing your arms down by the sides, planting your feet, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, coming into that bridge, sliding the block or bolster or blanket or pillow underneath your sacrum. So once it's supported underneath that base of your spine, under your butt, basically, you're going to allow yourself to bring the arms down by the sides. Keep that gaze up towards the ceiling. We want to keep your cervical spine, so your neck neutral. And then relax. Here's an option. If you want to keep your knees bent, great. If you want to extend the legs long for more opening through the front of the body into the quads, the hip flexors, maybe even through the abdomen and the chest, feel free to do that as well. And notice again if you're gripping anywhere, maybe through the shoulders or the neck. Maybe you're gripping your glutes or your hamstrings or your quads, and just notice it. And if you are, breathe in and release those muscles. Relax and let go. And after 2 more breaths, if your legs are nice and long, you can start bending them, planting your feet, If your feet are already bent, just gently lift the hips up off of your support, sliding the support to the side and lowering your back down onto the floor. One more time, hugging those knees into the chest, rolling from side to side. Maybe taking a couple of brief twists here by letting the knees fall to one side, holding it here. And then we'll take a twist to the other side and then holding it there. But if you're ready, if you want to move on and finish out our practice with Shavasana, feel free to let yourself take up as much space on your mat as you desire. If you want to use this pillow underneath the knees for additional support, go ahead and position it there. Slide yourself on the mat to that point where you feel comfortable. And if you have anything else, if you have like a pillow or blanket or something that you want to cover yourself with, feel free to grab it, cover yourself, or even put it on your belly. Putting some additional weight on the belly allows you to activate the rest and digest part of your nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what we are aiming for today, complete relaxation. Take a deep breath in and let go. Begin to invite a deep breath into your body as you wiggle the fingers and toes, awakening and coming back to awareness of yourself on the mat. Reach the arms up overhead as you take a nice long good morning stretch from your fingers down to your toes. Roll those ankles, wiggle the toes. And then roll yourself onto your side, whichever side you want, resting your head on your arm, hugging the knees into the chest for a moment of gratitude for this practice. Gratitude for the time you've given yourself. Gratitude for this body that you get to enjoy life in. And for this moment. Pressing into the floor beneath you, guiding yourself to a seat. Let's take a few deep breaths together. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, reach the arms out and wide. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach the arms out and wide. Last one. Inhale, reach up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the hands out by the sides. Plant them in your lap or at your heart into Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this evening, my friends. The light in me loves and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.